Hello and welcome to my pick a card reading, or pick a stack, I should say. I have 3 new decks that I'm super excited to work with. The first one is called the Magical Dogs Tarot. It's a beautiful deck and you will see that once I start working with it. The next deck is called Pastel Dreams Tarot, also a brand new deck. Love the illustrations. I think you're going to love them too. And then I have the last stack 3, El Tarot Mágico, and that is a tarot deck that my husband actually brought back to me from southern Spain, and I'm really excited. I have not used them yet. Really excited to do this read with you with this deck. So I'm going to move these boxes aside. I want you to take a look at the 3 decks. I have this beautiful little mushroom that I thought was fitting for dogs since they like nature and sniffing around. These are also new, these little trinkets. I have this clover that is just a cute little clover, green, very cute, also brand new. And then I got this bell that I love bells, so it sounds very pretty, it's very intricate, very, very cute. So I want you to think about the stacks and which one you think you might want to pick. You can listen to all of it. I encourage you actually to listen to all the reads. They'll be short, they're not going to be super long reads, and then you decide which one resonates with you. So I am going to go ahead and start with number 1. I will go ahead and take these stacks away and get started with number 1. This beautiful, cute little mushroom. I'm going to set it aside right there so it can stay with us during the read. And I will start shuffling the Magical Dogs Tarot. These are just brand new. I just played with them a little bit, sorted them, and I don't think that I want to bend these cards. So there's different ways of shuffling cards to avoid bending them. And these cards I don't think they would tolerate being bent. All right, so stack number 1, card number 1. What is going on with our readers? What messages do we want to give our readers? Let's see what cards fall out. What messages do we have for pile number 1? Let's get a couple more. They don't want to come out. They're staying put. I'm not going to take that one. So there we have the sea puppy, and in this one, the sea is the water. So we have the puppy is the page of water. So there's definitely a message that wants to come across for pile number 1. We've got a message, and it's a playful, a little bit of an immature kind of a message. Not immature, but it's playful. Okay, so we have and I want to say the correct name so that if you guys are playing around with tarot, you can understand. So we have the Page of Cups. We've got the 5 of Swords. Sky is the sword. And then we have the High Priestess. All right. So just want to make sure that we've got our cards lined up nicely. All right. We also have the Ace of Sea. So the Ace of Cups. All right. Right now, right off the bat, there is definitely a message, a flirting kind of a message. Somebody wants you to know something. And I think they kind of want you to know that they like you. They might have a little bit of a thing for you. I feel like they go through extreme lengths to hide it from you though. Like they really just don't want you to know how they're feeling, what they're thinking. I think this person might be a little bit shy, but I feel like you may know who it is because they sort of flirt with you. They give you the impression that they have interest in you, but they never just kind of like go that extra mile to make sure that you know for a fact how they feel. I just don't think they go through that extra mile. So maybe for some of you guys, if you're wondering if there is any hope for this connection, I think there is hope for this connection. It's just, sorry, I'm adjusting just to make sure you guys can see the cards clearly. I think there is hope, but I think this person is also, they're not very, they're not extroverts, I guess. They're a little bit more of introverts. So I think that you are going to have to maybe step in and give them a little boost and make them feel comfortable in attracting, letting them know that you are attracted to them too, if you want something with them. The the Five of Skies, you know, the swords, it's also an energy of just, it's a combative kind of an energy. And I don't think this is because they're going to be combative with you. I think it's saying a lot about their self-esteem and how much they're holding back. And sometimes this card is winning or trying to be the one on top at no matter the cost. So the thing about this person is they may also be a little bit at risk of kind of letting things slip by. They would almost rather, they're so shy that, or insecure, that they would almost rather lose the connection than be the first one to say something. So the High Priestess speaks a lot about like secrets and knowing something. The High Priestess is also like a secret attraction. And it just really goes with the cards that this person does have a very secretive attraction toward you. They're admiring you from afar right now. And because and when I say insecure, I don't mean a person that, because it's hard when someone's super insecure, because then you think, what else comes with that? What else comes with this person being so insecure? Sometimes bad personality traits can come out of that. It's not that. I think they just don't feel that they are on equal ground with you. They may see you as the High Priestess, as somebody who's almost like better than them, or you're too good for them, you're too attractive, you're too popular. Maybe you are the more popular person around the office or your friend group, and they're just not feeling that they are exactly at your level, and they're not sure how you're going to see it. However, you do have the Ace of C, which is the Ace of Cups, which means they definitely do want a beginning with you. They want to see if there are, you know, feelings involved on your side, but they're just really, really shy. Again, you have the Sky Alpha female, which is the Queen of Swords. We're gonna get a couple more cards to add to that. So yeah, I mean, there is definitely somebody who really has the desire to be with you, the desire to see if they could, you know, I think they do flirt with you, but if they can get information out of you, it's almost like they want to get a little bit more information before they decide what they're going to do. They are very, very shy. And again, with the High Priestess right there, I think a lot of their hesitation is they almost see you as you are more than they are. And that's where a lot of their, oh, you got like bunch of cards, and I do want to use all of them. That's where some of their hesitation comes from, is they really admire you. They see you as beautiful, smart, popular, charismatic, gregarious, and I can tell you they're more likely more introvert than introvert than extrovert. What am I saying? All right, you've got the 8 of Wands. You've got the 2 of Wands. You've got the Ace. Look, you've got another Ace of Earth. This is starting to look to me like it could be, let me try to get them a little bit higher because I would like to do another row. It's starting to look to me like this person is, they are going to reach out to you. They actually are, which is, I think, a little bit exciting, considering how shy they were originally about even trying to reach out. So you do have the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords likes the truth, and they could be a little harsh with the truth. I think this person is going to approach you in a way that they might just not make an appointment with you, but try to get you alone and try to tell you their feelings. And you have the 8 of Fire, which is messages coming in. And I do feel like they are going to make the decision. You have the 2 of Fire, which is 2 of Wands, and the Ace of Earth. I feel like this person wants something real with you. They see you as like a serious relationship potential, maybe somebody that they find ideal to get married with. They see these potentials with you. And I feel like the decision that this person's going to make is going to be, I am going to come out and just say something. So I'm glad that all that shyness is going to be put on the back burner. This person is going to take a chance with you. And I see that with the 8 of Fire, the 8 of Wands, and then the 2 of Fire, which is a decision. Which direction are they going to go? Are they going to take this direction, this direction? They're going to choose a direction that leads them to the beginning of a secure relationship with somebody that they obviously admire very much, with that High Priestess. I think that they are they're going to get into their alpha female, which is the Queen of Swords, and they're going to get into that energy and say, you know what, I want this. I'm just going to be really open, really honest. I'm going to get into my head that this is a choice that I'm making. I have to make this choice if I want anything to come up of this. Like if they want something with you, they're just going to have to go after it. I think they're going to make up their mind to do that. And again, you have the Ace of Cups, love, the Ace of Earth, which is security, love, and new beginnings. It's like planting seeds. In this energy down here, there's also the 2 of Earth. So they are also making more decisions. Now, the decision for them, I think, is more here. I feel like this is more of an energy from you. So let's pull up 3 more cards. I want to pull up some more energy about you and how you're going to be thinking about this connection. So this one here is no decision is a bad decision. So let's figure out. You've got the Sea Guardian. So this is the Knight of Cups. Sorry, I had to think there. You've got the World, and you also have Death. And death here is a really good thing. It's not a bad thing. So don't be afraid. Oh my gosh, I'm getting death at the end. The death at the end simply means a new beginning, and something is going to come your way. Something's going to end and something's going to begin. That's all that it means. So I think this is your energy down here. You are more likely to accept this situation. And I think you are also going to feel kind of impressed by this person that had the guts to come up to you and talk to you and tell you their feelings and what they want. I think they're going to confess in a way. It's going to be like a confession, not just a, hey, let's talk or something like that. Let's go have coffee. I think this person is outright going to confess their feelings for you. And I think that if you are at this moment thinking like, oh, you know, I think I know who it is, and I'm not sure, and I'm not deeply, deeply attracted to this person at this point. I think when this person does approach you and tell you their feelings and their confession, I think that you're going to make the decision mostly out of their sincerity. You're going to see a lot of sincerity coming from them, and you're going to appreciate that. And they're also going to say things to you that are going to make you convince you that, you know, maybe even though I'm not super attracted to this person right now, because I am getting that feeling from here. This is not a person that you are head over heels thinking is super hot. It's probably not the person that you're thinking, I want it to be this person. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. Some of you may have an inkling already. Those of you who are into very intellectual people, which is the feeling I'm getting from this person, they're more intellectual than they are like the life of the party or fun or hot. They're just a very intellectual kind of person, but they can be very mentally stimulating. And I think you're going to like that when you get their confession. The Knight of Cups, you may end up being the Knight of Cups where you are going to accept. You are going to feel, I said it, I'm going to say it again, impressed by this person's clarity and their willingness to come clean and tell you how they're feeling. You're going to feel very happy with this person approaching you. You're going to give them an opportunity. You do have the World here, and you have the Death card at the end. I see marriage for a lot of you here. I think that this person's going to make you very happy. You are going to feel very happy. I think you're going to experience a relationship like no other that you've ever had. Some of you guys have had some really bad relationships. Maybe you've had a bad marriage. I think this person is going to challenge you mentally, and they're going to challenge everything you ever thought you wanted about in a relationship or a person. And you see Death card, I see marriage for a lot of you. I think your world is going to change, and it's going to be based on a decision you make, because you can say yes, you can say no. If you say yes, I see you falling deeply in love with this person. And don't get me wrong, this person is not someone that's boring and old and tired. No, it's none of that. They're just a very intellectual, a very smart person, and someone who's also kind of health conscious. They take care of themselves. And for some of you, that is just something that you really haven't seen a lot, or you haven't experienced a person like that. They're just really intellectual, very smart, and they make very good decisions. And they will be challenging you on how to live a better life as well. It's not just going to be about your life with them. I think they're actually going to challenge you to be a better person and live a better life. Now, these two cards also fell, and so I want to put them down. It is the Six of Fire, which is the Six of Wands, and the Lovers. You will marry this person. Six of Fire is admiration, finishing at the top, and feeling like a winner. And you're going to feel like a winner with this person. This person's going to make you feel like you've never felt ever in a relationship. If you pick this pile and you're looking for a relationship and marriage, I've never seen such a strong indication of marriage ever in a spread. So there you go. These are the magical dogs, and I hope that if you did pick pile number 1, that you are happy with your read and it resonates and it's something that you would want too. All right, let's get rid of this one. I really like this read for you. Pile number 1. Here we've got our beautiful crystal shamrock. And we have, let me make sure it's in the right way. We have the, which one's this? The Empath Soul. empath. The empath soul. All right, this is another type of, it's very much like the dog cards, where it's not cards I don't want to bend. They're kind of paper versus plastic. All right, pile number 2 with the empath soul cards. What do we have going on for pile number 2? They are super slippery. It's not that I'm clumsy, I swear. They are very slippery cards. All right, and brand new. Oh, I hate when that happens. Okay, let me put these back in here. What do we have going on for pile number 2? Pile number 2, we've got love, health, adventures, money, work. What do we have going on? Pile number 2. Okay, we've got the 4 of Wands, Temperance, the Hermit, Three of Cups, sorry, they are just very slippery on the table. Okay, Two of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, Two of Wands, lots of 2s, 10 of Cups. All right, we've got a little bit of everything here. All right, so pile number 2, I am seeing the 4 of Wands, Temperance, the Hermit, and the 3 of Cups. All right. I feel almost 2 things here. The first one is a separation. And that's the one that I'm getting the most, is you're going to, either you already are, or you're going to have some sort of separation with somebody. And I think it's a good decision, because I think there's too much going on. I feel like, I don't know if it's you or if it's them, but there is a lot going on right now under your roof, in your heart. There are things that were said, things I think got out of hand. And you're both going to decide, mostly you, but they're going to be in agreement to decide that maybe the best thing to do right now is just both of you just separate, have some time to think about what you want to do, what path you want. I feel in the end, you do have the 3 of Cups, that you will come back together in the end, but you do need some time apart. And the time apart looks like it needs to be not a couple of weeks. I'm thinking a couple of months, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, maybe to the end of summer, if you decide on doing this here in the near future. You really need to experience each other's absences. Like, you need to experience each other's absence. And if you don't experience that, it's almost like the absence makes the heart grow fonder. It's kind of a situation. I think that things, even though this card tends to be a very positive card, I keep my cards upright. I can read reversals, but I find them a little distracting. And when a card is meant to be reversed, you always feel it as a reader, or at least I do. I've been reading tarot for over 33 years. I can feel the reversals. And in this one, I'm feeling reversal. It is too much going on, kind of chaotic. If you are a person that has children too, I think it's better that you are apart. I think there's a lot going on in the house, a lot of chaos, maybe a lot of fighting, bad feelings. The separation is absolutely necessary. So whoever decides that that's what needs to happen, the other one, I think in the end is going to agree. Just give yourself some time to think, some time to heal. There's a lot of healing that needs to go on. And it's both. Both of you guys need this healing time. You will in the end come back together. I feel there are some of you thinking about a divorce, and the other person doesn't really want the divorce. So I'm actually going to pull one card on that, just that in itself as a clarification, because I do see that divorce is on the table. At the end of this, you have the Two of Swords, which is a choice, and it's a choice made for practical reasons versus a choice made from the heart. And you do have the Two of Wands right here, which is a different kind of choice, but the Two of Swords really encourages you to make a decision without feeling, to really take into account the best thing or the best case scenario for everybody, yourself, and if there's other people, for other people involved. And that decision will change the trajectory of your relationship, okay? I want to pull for the divorce situation, but I do want it to be authentic. And I got too many, but I'm still going to pull them. Okay. You've got the Seven of Swords, Six of Pentacles, and the Death card. So big change. Big change. I want to make sure that you can see them. Big changes, okay? If the separation is going to happen, pile number 2, it's... I feel like for the most part, those of you who are leaning toward not divorcing, there's going to be some financial reasons for that, but it's not a bad thing. There are reasons people decide to stay together. Love is one of them. Money is another. So if you are teeter-tottering between, is this the best thing to do if we're going to get divorced? Financially, the longer you're married, the harder it is and the more costly it is to get divorced. I think many of you guys are going to choose to start over, choose to start your relationship over for financial reasons. Love as well, but financial reasons, okay? But either reason why, if you decide to get together, I think you need to have a really honest conversation about what is causing this. I do see betrayal, some betrayal happening. You need to come clean with that, or at least you need to give that some closure, because I do see betrayal as being the cause of what's happening up here. The betrayal. You do need to heal, and that's why the Temperance card and the Hermit card are very important cards in the middle of all of this. You need to heal. You need that time apart. You have to have that time apart, because there is betrayal, and I'm sure that you're aware of it. If not, you're going to find out. You need to heal from the Seven of Swords. And like I said earlier, it cannot be a 2-week deal. It needs to be months. You need to feel each other's absence. You need to know what it's like to live without the other. That's the only way that you're going to know if you're going to have the Three of Cups. I do believe that you have the opportunity and you have a high chance of healing and moving on. Over here, you've got the choice to change your life with the Wheel of Fortune. This is a part of what's happening in your life right now. This is inevitable. You are not going to be able to stop the Wheel of Fortune from turning. It's going to turn, but you choose. It's your destiny too, but it's in between Two of Swords and Two of Wands. This is a choice you're going to make. And the Wands are creative, they're fiery, and they're passionate energies, okay? The decision you make, it's going to turn the wheel. And whatever decision you do make, I think you need to choose to work on it. I want to stay married. I see for the most part, most of you staying married. Those of you who can take the time away, the time to heal, the time to stay away from each other, the time to not fight. And this is the thing. You cannot be just fighting over text, calling each other, living apart, but fighting. You cannot do that. You need to heal from this. I see many of you guys can re-spark what brought you together to begin with. I do. I feel like there is a way that you can find that spark again. And the decision is you're going to have to choose that. You're going to have to choose forgiveness with the intention of rekindling what brought you together in the first place. And I can't say enough for this card. The Ten of Cups means you do have a happy ever after. I think there's opportunity for change. I think you have a very, very strong opportunity that things are going to change for you. It's not just, oh yeah, I'm going to change my ways. No, this person is going to change. You have the Three of Swords. This is another card that can indicate betrayal. It can indicate a third person. Let me move this up just a little bit. It can indicate a third person, but it could also just talk about emotions, your mental, it's your heart, your brain, and just yourself in general. Like, it's going to take a lot. I'm not going to lie. Like, you really have to think differently. You have to let go. You've got the Five of Wands here. You have to let go of the things that hurt you. You have to move on. And they're going to have to move on too. But I think that they are, if you take, and I just can't stress this enough, you guys. If you cool down, learn to heal yourself with the Hermit and the Temperance card. If you guys can do this, stay away from each other, learn to miss each other, create that absence. I do think that you can let go of your broken heart. You can heal from your broken heart. You can let go. The Five of Wands, you need to let go of all those bad feelings. You need to forgive. And yes, forgiveness is something that happens in the heart. Sometimes you don't mean to, but you just do forgive somebody. It just happens for some people. For other people, it's a choice that you need to make so that you can move on for the Ten of Cups. So here you have the Page of Cups, and you can start over. You guys can start. It's almost like you guys can start the dating process all over again, but you need to take some time, okay? And then the Eight of Pentacles, it is going to be a work in progress. It is going to be something that you need to really work on together as a couple. You're going to have to work on it if you want to stay together. But I do see a happy ending with the Ten of Cups. You do have a happy ending. So those of you guys who are kind of going through that right now, and if this is your read and you feel like it resonates with you, I just cannot, I cannot emphasize enough that these two cards are the ones that stand out is doing this. I see healing happening. I see forgiveness happening. I see truth and decisions happening. The wheels are turning for you no matter what. There's nothing you can do to stop it, but the decisions you make, at least you have decisions. Like it's surrounded by choices. You have the ability to turn the wheel the direction you want it to go. I don't think this is a bad read because some of these things are inevitably happening right now as we speak. So my hope is that you're getting a little bit of guidance on how to approach what is going on. I do see a lot of happy endings and coming back together and working as a family and working as even if you don't have children, you're still a family. You just work together to achieve a goal, like a common goal, and you guys you will definitely get there. I think for most of you, it's very likely that you will come together again as a couple. There are a handful of people that maybe things are a little bit too, like, the situation's not good for you, so the wheel will turn the other direction because you're going to make that decision. You're going to choose the other direction so that you can live happily ever after, let go of your feelings, and start over in your new life. Some of you guys, this can mean starting over yourself and focusing on what is right for you. So, pile number 2, this had a little bit different tone and feel to it, but I hope that at least it brings some encouragement to some of you, or at least makes you feel like there's some hope for some of you. And then we've got pile number 3, the little bell, and my cards from Spain, also paper laminated, don't want to bend, so I don't like shuffling this way, but I don't see any other way to do it. All right, pile number 3, what is going on with you? Pile number 3. And I'm sorry, you guys, I always feel like, I feel bad when the tarot gives me something that's a little bit more negative, although I do feel this had some hopeful energy, but it's just what comes out in the cards, the way I read it, it's what comes out. And maybe some of you needed to hear that. Maybe you can give some people a sense of direction with pile number 2. All right, back to pile number 3. I'm actually going to try cutting the cards the way I like to do it. But they are so stiff, it's not going to work. These are slightly bigger than normal cards too, so it doesn't help. All right, let's do a couple more, and we are ready for pile number 3. With my beautiful little brass bell. All right, let's see what we're getting for pile number 3. Cards are not wanting to come out. I think they still want to be shuffled a little bit more. Okay, got one. Got the 10 of Wands. Knight of Cups. Ooh, I'll take this one, but not the other ones. You got the Four of Cups. Let's get one more and get the reading started. Oh, there it is. There it is. Just jumped right out. All right, and then I have this one right here that came out as well with the Three of Cups. All right, so some of you guys, I feel, have decided to move on with something, and it could be, I'm getting love here. You know, I see a lot of cups, which mostly cups. So you guys, some of you guys, if you have ended some kind of a relationship, I feel like you're going to be stepping into something kind of fun that's going to be coming your way. You've got the Knight of Cups, the Four of Cups, and you've got the Ten of Cups, all indicating very strong things. Four of Cups can sometimes be a negative card, but in this one, it's not. In this one, it means that you are going to accept somebody who is going to be courting you. And I know that we don't use that word a lot, courting. It's kind of an old-fashioned word. But you are going to be courted, my friend. And you are going to have an opportunity. You have to pay attention, though. I am going to say that. Because if you are a person that gets approached a lot, you might be like, okay, so which one is it? You're going to have to pay attention. But there is somebody there around you right now that is actually showing quite a bit of interest. They've been waiting for you to get out of whatever relationship. You might still be in the relationship, but your relationship is basically dead. Like if you're not out of it yet, you know it's done. It's done. You just have to make the decision to say, I'm cutting this off, I'm done, and you're going to move on. Somebody's waiting. They're just kind of hanging around in your circle. It could be at work, it could be friends, it could be just someone that if you work somewhere and they're customers and they come in, they're biding their time. You need to pay attention. I feel that the Four of Cups really means not accepting, not paying attention, not looking around you, or outright rejecting what's being offered to you. And the rejected cups are here. This one is showing it's in your face. And I think you're going to know who this person is when they approach you. Pay attention. I feel like this person is going to be someone that's going to make you very happy. You do have the Ten of Cups, which means that this person can basically emotionally be someone that brings you a lot of happiness. If this relationship here kind of put you in a rut, or it kind of made you disillusioned about love and, oh my gosh, men are horrible, women are horrible, I think this person's going to change your mind. It's almost like they're just going to lift your spirits. They're going to make you feel happy again and alive. Now, the Ten of Cups can be marriage. It can. But it also could also just mean a very fulfilling relationship. You do have the Three of Cups there too, which is a card of coming together. And I do want to grab a few more cards for that row, because I feel like this could be leaning two different ways. It could be marriage, absolutely could be marriage. Is there one there? Okay. You got the one, oops, too many. You got the One of Swords as well. I think this person has the potential to be long-term. If it doesn't end up in marriage, it's definitely long-term, a relationship. There we go, the Wheel of Fortune. All right, it's getting a little bit closer to like a really long relationship. Like, there goes that one. I gotta go get it. Sorry, guys. Hope you don't see me in the camera. It's on the floor. Okay. You have, it's funny, you've got the 3 here and you've got the 3 here. All right. You're definitely going to come together, and I think you guys are going to actually live together. You're going to make a decision to cohabitate. I think you're going to have a conversation, and it's going to happen kind of quick, to be honest. For some of you, it might be a decision that you make because you want to save money. Like, I'm just getting this feeling that it may you guys are going to get along so well. You're going to be like best friends. And I think for some of you, you're just going to make a decision to come together. Some of it's going to be to save some money, because you both have some goals. You want to buy a house. And I think in order to do that, instead of having 2 separate payments, you're going to come together to have one payment so you guys can buy a home together. So I think for a lot of you, this could end up marriage, okay? Either way, I think you're going to feel so close, like you're very compatible. And you are going to make the decision to move in together. It's going to come off as to save money. But I think you guys have like a mutual desire to buy a home, and you will do that together. You do have the Wheel of Fortune, so I feel like in that situation, like once you're moved in together, it may change some things a little bit. Like if maybe you guys weren't thinking of marriage right now, it might push you to marriage. And in some ways, it could keep you from getting married. So I want to grab some more information here. Let me get this card up here so you can see it. You have the 6 of Wands. This person that is going to come across your life right now, I think this person is going to be just it's your soulmate. I want to call them your soulmate. I think you're going to get very lucky in finding the person that makes you happy. You guys are going to move in together. You're going to be on the same page mentally too. I just want to see if moving in together might keep you from getting married. Sometimes it's not that it's keeping you from getting married, but things are you're already like you're married. So if you're wanting to get married, I think yeah, I'm kind of getting that feeling a little bit here. Let me finish these 2 so I can get the whole picture. I sometimes like to have the whole picture. Ah, there it is. There are the 2. Okay. All right. All right, I'm getting a better picture now. So, all right. This person is the person that you could end up living with for the rest of your life. And it could be the person that you marry, okay? You're going to make some decisions pretty early on to come together, to save some money, to buy a home. You think very much alike. You're not frugal, but you are the kind of people that like to plan and save. And this person is very much a saver. So you're going to, I think you could just kind of fall in line with what they're thinking is the best way to do things. You might build a house together. You guys might like look at some properties and decide that you want to have a house built. And that in itself, I think is is a wise decision. But in the end, I feel like there might be a situation where marriage might be put on the back burner and it might kind of bug one of you. And I don't know if it's you or if it's them, but when you're making that decision, I think that you may want to think about getting married as well. I'm going to pull a card. Actually, I'm just going to pull the one at the bottom because it just was calling to me. I'm going to pull that one, and I am going to pull this one. Both very, very nice cards. Very, very nice cards. This is your person. Okay, let's just get that out there. It is your person. But if you guys move in together with the focus of saving money, buying a home, and you don't really talk about marriage, one of you guys might end up a little bit disappointed in the end because it seems like one of you guys is going to get very comfortable living together. And marriage might be put on the back burner. And it may be okay at the beginning because, you know, you're happy and, you know, you're together. In the end, you are together. And to some people, it's like, what's just a piece? It's just a piece of paper. It's not, you know, it's not a big deal. We're already living together. But I feel like it might kind of start in the back of your brain, I think. And I feel like it's going to happen when you decide that you want kids. And I think that I feel like it's you more than the other person, that once you start thinking about having children, you're going to think to yourself, well, I want to be married when I have kids. And the other person is just always going to be either like too busy to plan a wedding. Why do we need to do that? And it's not that they're trying to get away from marrying you or they don't want to marry you. It's just to them, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Because you already have everything that a married couple has. You have love. You have a beautiful home, a good savings. You are going to have a good save. This person's good with money. So let me just throw that out there. This person knows how to plan their life. They know how to invest. And that in itself, it will change the way you live. Like you guys will have a beautiful home. You're going to custom build most likely. But then you have the situation down here where you're going to want to be recognized as the wife or the husband. And, you know, it's going to take your life a different direction if you don't end up getting married. I think there could be a little bit of resentment hanging around for the person that is wanting to get married, feels the need for that next step to solidify what you have. And I believe in that. I do. Because if you are living with someone, sharing their life, sharing the money, and now you want to take it to a new level and having children, there's nothing wrong with wanting that piece of paper to solidify what you are, who you are in this person's life, like your role in their life, especially if you're going to live your life together. And once you start getting older, retirement, and things can get a little complicated without that piece of document. So I'm not saying that this person's going to resist you and say absolutely not, but they may come very slow at it. They may come very slow. You might need to nudge them a little bit. But I think in the end that this person's going to realize, this is the Judgment card right here. They're going to realize, you know, if it's just a piece of paper, why don't I just sign it? It doesn't always have to be, it's just a little piece of paper, let's not sign it. What's the big deal? I think in the end, they're going to come around a little bit, although you might have to wait a little bit for the right, I don't know, they're going to be looking for the right timing for it for some reason. But in the end, I do think that it's probably a good idea that you do that. If you are a person who's already done most of this right here, I would encourage that you nudge for that final document, that final piece of paper. And you do have the Ace of Cups, which is a beautiful beginning, love up here. And I take that as the top. And I took this bottom one because it really was fitting for the bottom to have that legacy. The 10 of Pentacles. You have the 10 of Cups, which is the new stuff, the love, the emotions. And then you have the 10 of Pentacles, which is the family legacy, the name, the established married couple, the ideal power couple. This is the ideal power couple. And I think that you guys have the potential to not just be a couple who respects and loves each other, a couple who saves, has a strong foundation, financial stability, to a person who's having children and also has a legacy. I think you have the potential to be that power couple that everyone always aspires to be. And again, I'm not saying that your partner doesn't want to marry you. I genuinely think that they're very comfortable with the way things are and they already have everything they could want. But for you, that legacy is important, and I encourage you to chase that. I do. I think this is a really beautiful spread, actually, pile number 3. I think this is yeah, I hope this resonates for some of you. And if any of you guys are kind of going through this last part right here where you have everything, but this final thing for your legacy, I think that you should insist on it. And I think that your person is going to give you that. They're finally going to realize with this Judgment card, they're going to realize, like, we have it all. And if a paper is really not that big of a deal, I'm going to sign it. It's not a big deal. We already have and we already are all of these things together as a couple. So that's what I have for you, pile 3. I hope one of these piles resonated with you guys, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.